2021 has been a crazy year, a very fast-paced year with a lot of change. The world, the silver and gold world especially, is changing around us as we speak. And I want to talk today about some of those changes and how they've impacted and are going to impact me as a precious metal buyer and investor going forwards. So, how cool does this look? That's the last thing I want to share. That is a coin I would buy from the Royal Mint if it was gold encircled by silver. But anyway, I get distracted. Let's jump into today's video. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Now we're over halfway through 2021 already. Where has the time gone? It's been an incredibly fast-paced year, and it does seem like every week or month at the moment there's something new, there's something exciting, there's something manic going on in the world of precious metals, and it can be a little bit hard to keep up sometimes. Now, there have been some big fundamental shifts in 2021 for us in the UK. The first being the purchasing of silver has now become a lot more expensive because of our inability to get VAT-free silver from Europe. Now we are on the post-Brexit trading terms since January the 1st. And this piece of silver here, this big old chunk here, is the first piece of bullion grade silver that I've bought as an investment that has VAT on it. So that's a really interesting thing to think about, and why I've also got this gold coin out, because I do think that gold still is better than silver. But I tell you what, if the Royal Mint came out with a coin like this, the Queen's, whoa, nearly flying off there. But if the gold coin in the centre with the Queen's Beast completer ring around it came out, I would be a buyer for sure. That's quite a good little idea that I've just stumbled across. But my point here is that it has been a busy year, not just for precious metals, but I think for everybody's life generally. We're in a manic time right now. And I wanted to do a little bit of an update on just generally how things are going in terms of my stacking, the ability to find silver, to get silver, not just for my poured silver business, but just generally as an investment as well. And whilst I have bought a piece of silver recently, I do still fear and think that buying silver right now with VAT on it in bulk is just not as good as buying gold. In addition to all of that, we've got more coins here that I am going to be sending in for self-grading, and I want to talk a little bit about that in the future. So there's a whole host of different things, and then of course an update on some Silver Forum 100 gram bars, which are currently under production. I've been furiously working on them. It's one of the reasons why we've not been able to do any live chats over this last couple of weeks, because I'm up against it in terms of self-met deadlines, and I really just need to crack on and pour some silver. So first up, let's talk about post-Brexit VAT and taxes. Now, I made a video about a month ago that said, or maybe about 6 weeks ago, that basically said I'm done with buying investment silver. And that, for the most part, is definitely still correct. You know, when you look back at some of my purchase history through the last 4 or 5 years, the volume of silver that I've been buying as an investment stands currently at 32.15 ounces. This kilo is the only piece of investment silver that I've bought new in the last 9 months or so. Bought a bunch just before we left the European Union terms from the European Mint, and since then it's just not, in my opinion, a good purchase. There's too much additional premium put on these types of items that are, you know, basically just ruining, I think, the potential for them. I am still a fan of buying silver on the second-hand market. If I can see a silver bar a kilo, for example, I've got it under here somewhere. I bought this off the Silver Forum. This is primarily meant as a melt stack piece of silver. It's going to one day be chopped up and put in the furnace. Maybe only when I have no other options, because it's a beautiful bar. I love this. But the point is that it was off the Silver Forum. It was cheap. It was about £23 an ounce, which is, of course, not anywhere close to where you'd be buying with the spot price, plus VAT, plus premium. So from my perspective, that's the only kind of investment silver, I guess you can call it, investment silver, because ultimately I'm buying that with my business budget to chop it up, to melt it, to pour it into bars. So it's a double-edged sword. Of course, if I stop pouring silver as a business, then I'll have that in the back of my pocket to have as an investment piece. But ultimately, it's got a sad fate ahead of it to be chopped up. But things like this Queen's Beast kilo coin, that's not something that I will want to chop up. I mean, would you ever want to chop something like this up? But even that has got this additional VAT on it, and I did do the maths, and it worked out at about £29.30 an ounce, something like that, for when I purchased it. And whilst it's sad to think that there are people around the world who are able to buy this 20% cheaper than I did, it still, I think, is something that's going to hold significant value even over that spot price plus premium plus tax. And I think going into the future, it will certainly be a good thing to hold. So from my perspective, investment, silver really is still not a viable thing. I'm very much focusing still on adding gold to the stack. This is one of the latest gold editions bought off the Silver Forum again. It was basically spot plus 1% on the forum, so a really good piece of gold to pick up. Very happy with it. 1987, lovely old piece. And, you know, it's capital gains tax free. It's VAT free. It's 1% over spot price, much more flexible. You can see there you go. The price I paid, £1,320. So really dirt cheap. Really, really nice stuff. So a huge shout out needs to go to the Silver Forum for the trade section there, because there are things that come up every single day which are incredible. Now, this brings me on to my kind of secondary point, which is this year I've been focusing a lot more on these kind of proof coins from the Royal Mint. So I do think that at the moment the Royal Mint is knocking the ball out the park, it seems, on certain releases. There are things that they make that I'm not a fan of, that I'm not keen on. Most certainly there are a bunch of what I would call just junk releases that come out from the Royal Mint of coins which are of absolute zero numismatic interest or even aesthetic interest to me, so I just give them a wide berth and a miss. But there are a lot of other coins that come out which are stunning, and these proof completers, the proof three graces, things like that are just incredible, and they are forming now a larger part of my kind of investment portfolio. They're very much more on a short-term scale. Some of these I will be holding for a while to enjoy. A year, kind of to 12 months to 2 years is generally what I feel for a lot of these coins. But also I'm going much more down the route of grading a lot of these coins. And I know that there are some people who don't like the idea of grading, and it's very much, you feel like it's just this company milking people for money. But ultimately, it does make life a lot easier for selling coins like this in the future. Yes, you also have the lottery of if you get something back in a perfect condition, PF70, then you are much more likely to get a better return on your investment. But at the same time, I'm very much in favor of having these in slabs. I think they're a much more convenient way to sell, to protect yourself as a seller, and to have things available for easy looking at, easy transit, easy, just everything. Everything's easy about them. The boxes are a bit clunky. They can certainly take up a lot more space in things like safes and security areas. So I am a big fan of grading, and I'm experimenting more with the self-grading. I mean, I say I'm experimenting. I've done one self-grading submission. It was dead easy. It was really simple. And in fact, one of the videos I intend to put out over this next couple of weeks, in fact, probably next week, is just a quick rundown of how you actually go about submitting directly, because whilst there are a lot of companies and individuals out there that can help and do this, and yep, that's good for you if you just need one coin to grade, but generally if you've got even like 3, 4, 5 coins and you want to grade them, then it's dead simple and dead cheap and really not a big hassle at all. And then you know without a shadow of a doubt that what you're getting graded is going to be your coin. There's just absolutely no doubt in anybody's mind about it, which is really important for some people. So that's definitely forming a large part of my year at the moment, and so much so that we've managed to swindle ourselves an account manager with the Royal Mint, which seems a little bit weird. So I didn't know I had an account manager with the Royal Mint until I got a call from my account manager to say, hello, I'm your account manager, which was wonderful. So lots of money being spent at the Royal Mint at the moment for me. A little update actually on the 10 coin 2-ounce set. So these are the 1-ounce pieces here that I've got. They're absolutely performing magically at the moment. But the 2-ounce 10 coin set, I have an update for you all to share on that, and they're reminting the coins, which is incredible. So that's something that I was not honestly expecting. I was expecting them to kind of cannibalize other sets and try and make up new sets, but they are reminting various different sets that have come back, which is incredible. So we'll see hopefully how that goes. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I still think that there is a big hurdle for them to climb to get them back into my good graces for quality. We'll see how that goes. Last update for you all is on the Silver Forum products, the Silver Forum bars. I'm starting to get, this time of year is always the time of year that we do them, and I'm starting to see and get more people commenting, emailing directly about them, saying can they reserve them and they want them. They are on the way. We are currently under production. There's a huge production swing in the Backyard Bullion household, much to the dismay of Mrs. Backyard Bullion, with our kitchen being constantly used for silver pouring rather than cooking. But we have them on the way. They are probably going to be released mid-August for the first wave of people who have previous editions of these bars. And then moving into September, we're going to have some new bars available for people. There will be a slightly higher mintage than there was last year, so there will definitely be some available for brand new people, and that will come out in early September. So basically mid-August, early September is the time. But if you are curious about them, or if you've got previous bars on them, then go and check out the Silver Forum and you can find out a little bit more about them. But yeah, they're shaping up really nicely. It's just a long, laborious process to pour these and to make them. So we are working furiously. It's one of the reasons why we've not been able to do as many live stream videos as we've done over this last couple of weeks, because I've got these self-imposed deadlines to meet, and it's proving, life just gets in the way, doesn't it? We all have things on in life that just seem to get in the way when you're getting on with things, and it can be a little bit frustrating, but that's one of the things I've learned in this last 4 or 5 years now of making big product runs of pieces. Things take as long as they take, and whilst there might be some frustrations along the way of production quality, or things that might not work, you just got to keep in mind that it just takes as long as it takes whenever you're doing something, and not to really worry too much about it. So yeah, that's the update on those. We are doing loads of other poured silver as well. That's part of the problem, actually. We've got all of these kind of wonderful commissions that have been coming in from people, which is fantastic. It's great to get new customers in. It's great to get new people inquiring about pieces that they want. But when I'm trying to pour 100, and we're doing 175 of these 100 gram bars, but when I'm in the groove and then I suddenly have to change my entire setup to do things like kilos, it can be a little bit disruptive. And on the subject of kilos, we're going to have a pretty epic video probably next Sunday, showing the next 6 giant kilo cubes that we've made with some big chunky monkey poured pieces of silver being poured, and that's incredible. If you've never seen a kilo of molten silver being poured, then you're in for a treat next week. But for those who know what I'm talking about, it's a stunning project that a customer has asked me to work on over this next 3 years. We're going to be producing 118 kilo cubes to represent the periodic table. It's pretty epic, and really looking forward to seeing how they all come together. Maybe one day he can let me see them, or at least send me a photograph of all 118. But boy, oh boy, is it going to be good. So lots on at the moment. Busy old time of year, busy old world for everybody. Last thing, just want to sort of finish up with is just to say that there is still hope, I think, for everything that's going on in this world. We're in a very, very troubled time, but things are seeming to get better every week, it seems. And I know a lot of people are very fed up with the world right now. And some of that fed upness can be taken out on things like silver, things like the bankers, and all of this silver squeeze movement and frustration. My usual message just goes out to everybody to say, the immortal words of one of my old teachers, calmez-vous, s'il vous plaît, and he said it exactly like that. He wasn't a French teacher. In fact, he was an IT teacher, and he was a wonderful old chap. And every time somebody got overexcited or just annoyed or frustrated, he would just go, calmez-vous, s'il vous plaît. And if you don't know, that's French for calm down, please. It's just a difficult time right now for everybody, but let's just remember, let's get perspective and just be thankful for what we have in this world. And the thankful thing that I am for is that metals are getting more traction, metals are getting more excitement around them, which is great. And that is fantastic to see new people and more new people getting involved with this stuff. But level-headed, just calmez-vous, s'il vous plaît. Anyway, big thank you to Mr. Lee, my old school teacher. What a chap. What a man. Anyway, moving on. Hope you all have a great week ahead. That's it from this update here today. If there's anything that you want to know or see or talk about in future videos, let me know down in the comment section. Otherwise, usual thumbs up would be very helpful. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because nearly 70% of all people who are watching this video right now are not subscribed. So all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, that's it from me. See you next time. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.